I almost did this before, but it was kind of rainy that day. But man, that one came out great. I just sat down and I didn't stop. A train even interrupted me and I just kept going. So today, we're hopefully going to emulate that energy. Hello and welcome to Mystery Crate with Jerry. Today, as you can see, we're not inside the studio, we're outside it. This is the front of the studio. If you didn't know. I mean, why would you know? Anyway, moving on. Today, we're outside sitting in front of a fire because the weather has become nice. So we got some dogs joining us for this one. Can't hear them. Actually, might not because I got a mic. So let's just roll with the punches. Today, I'm going to do a story time by the fire. This time with a real fire. I did draw 4 episode, fake the fire because I was inside the tent and it was raining. So this time we got a real fire though, as you can see. It's very hot. It's very real. I'm a little worried. I'm going to burn myself not paying attention, being all goofy. But here's how we're going to do it. Because last time I drew stuff out of the hat, and that's where the story came from. This time I'm going to do kind of the same thing, but that's just to get the ball rolling. As we go along, I will open this bad boy up. I'm looking in, but I know what's in there. It's just bags. These bags of fun stuff. I don't know what's in those bags. It's a mystery. Mystery crate. I don't know what that gesture was. It's a mystery. Mystery crate. That was fabulous. I actually like that. Mystery crate. What is it? Mystery. Alright, so I'm going to draw stuff out of this hat, and that's going to be where I got the first one. I already got the first one. I think it's a character, which is perfect. That's what I need. I need a character to start telling the story about. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I am stuttering. Oh my gosh, there was an adventurer. Once upon a time, there was an adventurer. He was out adventuring, and what did he find? Let's see what he found. He found a chicken. So this adventurer and this chicken were on a journey to find themselves. A journey to hunt witches. I don't know why, but we're going there. They're hunting witches. Let's see if they had a tool to hunt witches. What tool did they have to hunt witches? An old cell phone. They had an old cell phone, which is perfect because witches are old school. So they were hunting this witch with this old cell phone because that was the way of communicating. It was like a walkie-talkie to them, but it was so much slower. So they were going in. They were trying to flank this witch. And the phone goes off. They look at each other. Neither one of them's calling the other. Phones should both be on silent. How is one of these phones going off? Anyway, witch starts throwing stuff, spouting out all sorts of weird wording, magic flying everywhere. And in all that haste, that's right, we opened it. Opened the first bag. A captain appears. The captain appears not knowing what's going on. Not having a clue what's going on. This captain shows up and is like, where's my ship? And the witch is like, oops, didn't mean to draw him in. But the captain joins up with the adventurer and the chicken, and they take off. Basically, the chicken and the adventurer just kind of saved this captain who just appeared. So as they go off, they're hiding. The witch is back to doing her thing. Pretty sure they're gone. She's pretty well convinced she chased them off. So they're talking. Apparently this captain was off hunting sharks because he was a sharker. I don't know if that's what they're called, but I'm going to call him that. He was a sharker. And the adventurer wasn't super thrilled about a sharker. The captain was more just like, how is this chicken communicating with us? Like, he's just barking, but I know exactly what he's saying. And so the adventurer's like, I don't know either, but I'm on an adventure, because I'm an adventurer, so let's just move on. What was the last thing you remember before you appeared in that? And he was talking about how he was in the heat of battle, and how it felt the same, so he's not sure exactly when he came in to the magical fight. All he knows is he just appeared. So along their journey, they come across this bottle. of syrup. They find what looks like the most delicious breakfast they've ever come across while they're just out in the woods. In the middle of the wood, like middle of nowhere, woods in every direction for miles. They don't know where the witch went. The witch is back that way. They're out here. How could this be the witch? This has to be other people. Hopefully people that'll be on their side against the witch. But you never know. You really never know which side people are going to be on when a witch shows up, do you? So anyway, they decide, let's have some. Let's have some. So they start chowing down because it's delicious and they're hungry. They haven't eaten in a minute. They've been adventuring. They've been fighting sharks. They're hungry, so they eat. And they just eat, and they eat, and they eat. And every time they pour syrup, and they love their syrup. And every time they pour more syrup, and more syrup, and more syrup. And then at one point they pick it up, and it's still full. And there's witches' symbols all over the bottle. The adventurer knows. They messed up. And suddenly, the trees around them start melting. They're trapped in a cage. So as this cage appears around them, they are absolutely lost. But in that cage with them is a crab guy. Is the crabmeister. Crabbing away, just existing, just doing his thing. And he's like, what are y'all in for? You eat the syrup too? They're like, what was in the syrup? The adventurer was like, what was in the syrup? And the captain's just losing his mind, like, what is happening? Where am I? Freaking out. The chicken's chicken's just showing. Just chilling. He's just chilling over there, like a chicken does. The adventurer is wondering what was in the syrup, and if this crab guy knows what's in the syrup, he's like, do you know what was in the syrup? Not a clue, my guy. I just saw some delicious looking syrup, some delicious looking pancakes, and just started crabbing away. Which raised the question, how do you even pour the syrup? So they all turn and see the witch standing there, excited that she has captured them. Like, ha ha ha, you won't foil my plans this time. I would have cackled harder, but I'm not inside the studio, I'm outside of it. So I gotta behave. And that's when the witch reveals her plans. To work with pirates. Her pirate days. She's decided to become a pirate witch. I cannot put this hat on. Slide up, okay. Slide down. Slide down, there we go. And then it becomes very clear why the cat's over there, why the captain's here in the first place. Because she's up to pirate stuff, which summons and draws in other seafaring people, like the captain of the great Sharkinator, the great D-Sharkinator. Captain of the great D-Sharkinator looks and sees a pirate come out from behind her, from like the trees behind her, yada yada. It's his old foe, Captain Swordfish, Captain Crabman. It's his old foe, Captain Crabman. which, I mean, explains the crab dude, henchman of Captain Crabman, tried to mutiny against him. So the witch and pirate go off, leaving the 3 of them in the cage. 4 of them. Forgot about the chicken for a sec. Chicken is small enough he can slide out. The crab man is a man. The chicken is just a chicken. I feel like that needs to be clarified, because I'm having trouble remembering. So I got to make sure we're all on the same page. Cool? Okay. So anyway, Chicken manages to squeeze himself out, go find the keys, unlock them. They go chase after Captain and the Witch. They find the D-Sharkinator and the crew all knocked out on the D-Sharkinator, chilling at the dock where these two were just setting off from. So they get on the D-Sharkinator. Now the adventurer is now a sailor. He's like, I have been promoted to sailor. The chicken's like, "Buck-up. Buck-up." No one knows what the hell he's talking about, though. He's on some stuff. But the crew, they very carefully, make sure are safe, and they're like the beds and stuff like that, because they out cold. Whatever happened, they are out cold. So they go on, set sail. The 3 of them, and the chicken kind of helps. Chicken actually is quite badass at sailing, apparently. They don't really understand why he's a chicken, but they didn't question it. They charge after that witch pirate duo, the crabs. What's a good name for that ship? The Crab Master. Sharkinator is hunting down the Crab Master. And the witch is now throwing stuff and casting spells and everything, divert these. They finally get an angle. They fire a cannon. And she throws out a spell potion thing, and the cannonball hits that and it explodes, sinking the Crab Master. Everybody in the Sharkinator starts to awake. They turn around and go back to dock, let the adventurer go on their way along with the chicken, because the adventurer can't get rid of the chicken. And then the ship goes off, and the crab man is on the crew. They're going to go try and save any of the potential other crabmen on the Crab Master. And the adventurer and the chicken they go on, balking and exploring off into the sunset. Then we go back and we see the witch. The adventurer and the chicken don't see it. Nobody else can see the witch. We know what happens to the witch. Here's what happened to the witch. You ready for this? She lives because she got herself back to her house. Adventurer's heading in a different direction of that house. They just accidentally stumbled upon the witch's house. But she's good. She's alive. She's ready for revenge. So we'll see. Maybe in the future, she will get her revenge. But for now, for this Mystery Crate episode with me, Jerry, what was inside the crate? Syrup and 3 bloody hats. Which, is helpful to a story, but at the same time, it's like, how did I grab 3 hats? To be fair, I pre-put this one in there with the syrup bottle. But this hat and the other hat I just grabbed, I was hoping one was a costume. But now I think about it, I only put 2 costumes, and I grabbed the costume, and I was like, nah, I don't want that one. Should have grabbed something harder. Anyway. Dog, I forgot about the cell phones. They had so I want to add something to the story real quick. We go back, we remember their cell phones. But they were both trapped together most of the story, so they didn't need them. But they gave one to the captain. The captain now has a cell phone. The adventurer and the chicken have a cell phone. They're off on their separate adventures, and now they can call each other. They can't text because it's old cell phones, but they can call each other. So yeah. On that note, hope you enjoyed this episode. Catch you next time.